smooth connection at McDonald's. And welcome to the Mind of Basketball Podcast, also known as M.O.B Podcast, episode 109. I'm Evan.
I'm Ja.
And it's our basketball podcast where we recap, break down, and analyze players and teams from the previous games from the previous day. How you started the week Monday? Ja, started this weekday.
Well, I'm always tired, but I'm chilling.
That's good to hear. Good to hear. Glad you're doing better than your connection. I'm doing good as well. I'm doing actually fantastic. With yesterday's games, we'll get into it.
All right. Calm down.
Wait. I hope everyone's having a good day. I hope everyone will have a good day. Much to discuss in the basketball world last night, and it starts today, as I said last night. The Miami Heat going up against the Brooklyn Nets, and wow. Let's start off with the negative. Kevin Durant did leave the game in that first quarter, did not return with a thigh contusion.
A
thigh contusion. Not a serious injury, but how injuries have just been piling up this year, and how he's already been hurt this year. No need to risk this game. Mm-hmm. You clearly are a championship bust team, so make sure all your assets are there for the championship. As for the Heat, Jimmy Butler did not play in this game. He called him soft and didn't play.
They're stringers.
But this was a good game nonetheless. Kyrie was there. Bam was there. Dragic, Shamet was there. And man, did he have himself a game. Landry Shamet, 30 points on the night. A lot of three-point shooting from both teams as well. And yeah, this competitive game, back and forth game, came down to the wire. So let's skip ahead to that fourth quarter. The Nets looked like they had control, had it going. I mentioned Landry Shamet hitting big shots down the stretch. He had the hot hand. So I mentioned his 30 points. And the Nets had 107, 101 lead with about 3:30 to go.
Yeah.
And the Nets didn't score since. The Heat, on the other hand, got to give credit. Dragic, Ariza, they played great last night. Got to give credit to none. Got to give credit. I said Dragic already. Dwayne Dedmon also, he stepped up. He had a double-double on the night, and he played some big minutes in the absence of Butler.
Yep.
I like to see him get some playing time as well. And they got key stops against the Nets. Kyrie kind of went cold late in that fourth quarter. And with that, so did the Nets. And it came down to the wire. Dragic had the layup to go, tie game. Kyrie misses the shot, Bam guarding him. The Heat have a chance to win the game. Final possession. Dragic has the ball, gives it to Bam, and well, see for yourself. That is right. Bam, 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 bam. With the game winner, the buzzer beater, at the horn, after being criticized by Jimmy, saying that he needs to go into the paint. Well, he took a jump shot and made it. So take that, Jimmy. Bam, bam, bam. Yeah. Game winner. And the Heat beat the Nets.
All right. I know. Sorry. Calm down, Mr. Evan. This is just a regular season game. I know you getting your hopes up, you getting your hype up. I know you got a lot of pent up energy. Cause I know you're hot taking. You just seeing like some prediction. I know you're flashing into the future. Calm down.
Hey.
Calm down.
Right. When you're right, you're right.
Calm down. Calm down. Calm
What can
down.
I say? Kind of getting used to it.
Okay, man. Now I got my hot take. Nets in the sweep if they go against the Heat. That's all I gotta say. Oh, in that round two. In that round two.
First of all.
Ah.
So you talking about the almighty Nets with Kevin Durant, James Harden, Kyrie, Joe Harris, Jeff Green, DeAndre
I
Jordan,
just
Blake
stopped right there.
Griffin.
The moment we shot Harden, it was over from right there.
You telling me that's a hot take of them beating the Heat, sweeping the Heat? That's a hot take.
Well, you
First
got
of all,
you got them at 7. You got them at 7. So
first of all, one. I know you learned growing up. It's not good to be a follower. That's one. Just because I give a hot take does not mean you have to give a hot take. 2, that is not a hot take. So there's just a bunch of things wrong with this.
Okay, a Sub-Zero. I'm gonna call it a Sub-Zero take. There we go.
First of all, you can stay in your lane. I'm gonna stay in mine. You know, you can pass the ball a little bit. You know, let me get my spotlight, all right? You can pass the ball a little bit, all right? You
right.
You don't need to ball hog.
All right.
All right.
But
as I was saying,
yeah, but
as you were saying,
yeah, but this was a really entertaining game. Probably not more entertaining as last night's game, Celtics versus Warriors, but really good game down to the wire.
2 nights ago game.
Yeah, 2 nights ago. Sorry. What an uncharacteristic way of Kyrie to go cold down the clutch. Probably one of the clutchest plays since he came into the league. It's rare. It's gonna be rare that you see moments like that in which Kyrie goes cold in the fourth. But yeah, he still had a really good game, and this was just like this is the game in which you could say role players stepped up. Like you said, Landry Shamet 30 on the night. Everybody contribute. Everybody flowing. Everybody going for the next team. And then you talk about the Heat on the Heat side, in which now they don't have much role players. They usually got stars who you wouldn't say stars, of course, when you put next to their name like Dragic,
Spit it out. Come on.
Go on. The Dragon.
Yeah, you got it.
The Dragon, who is a star in our opinion, even though people want to look at him like that or things like that. And huh?
Wait, hold on. Star?
He's a star. You gonna call him just a role player?
No, that's no. All right, let's work with it. We're gonna tweak it. He's an offensive star.
Offensive star. There we go. Offensive.
Which basically means, yeah, I guess he's a star.
I'm about to say you're not gonna call him no role player.
But I would see Dragic is like, if there's all stars, he would be like the tier right below all stars. Someone in their play who can certain games feel like an all-star.
But he's not on that level compared to others. He's there, but there's still guys that you put. There's still a good amount of guys that you put being way better than him.
Yeah, but it's hard to categorize Dragic. But I see what you're trying to say. Yes, keep going.
Yeah, and then just like what you said, Bam, Bam the bio, Bam from Flintstone. But yeah, he did that. He did that.
Bam.
At times the game and came up big time. Hey, all I gotta say is KD went out, so we don't know what went on. But yeah.
Well, I guess it was even because KD and Harden, Jimmy and Oladipo.
That's so disrespectful towards KD and Harden. So disrespectful towards KD and Harden.
First of all, you talk two all-stars. There you go. So I think that's pretty even.
Yeah, they could be 2 all-stars. You talk about 2 future Hall of Famers versus 1 future Hall of Fame. So I'm just saying.
Oladipo if he does put enough work in the next 5 years, he can make it.
He can make it most definitely. I love Oladipo. You know I love his game, but I'm just saying, bro. But like to like try to compare, Harden's probably the greatest offensive talent we ever seen. Yeah, and and KD versus JB. Um, excuse me. Thank you. That's all I
Hey,
say.
hey, all I gotta say is, one, it's not a one-on-one game. Like I said yesterday. Two, listen, keep down these underdog heat. Everybody doubted them last year too. I doubted them last year. Look what happened. They popped the Bubble Warren. They beat the MVP and the best team record-wise in the league, or second best team record-wise in the league. The Milwaukee Bucks shocked them in a gentleman's sweep. They went on and beat that Boston team. Tatum, Brown, and Smart, who was killing. And then, as I mentioned last night, what they did to the Lakers with the injured roster of Bam and Dragic. So keep down these underdog teams. Keep
I'm
down these
not
underdog
doubting them.
teams.
I'm not doubting them, and I'm not disrespecting them. I'm just saying, when it comes to the Nets, people have been preying on their downfall. You know this. You've seen it. You've seen it now. And I'm just like, I must not know who the F is KD and who the F is Kyrie, and most definitely who the F is Harden. Even though I know I've been giving Harden a lot of slack this season. People really try to like really come on.
I'm not disrespecting. I'm not disrespecting them. They will show up, but they will show up and go home in 7.
What the?
Let's go Heat. Let's go Heat with my Heat fans. Let's go Heat.
All right, I'm done.
Let's go Heat.
I'm done. Next game.
Oh, this is gonna be fun. I really do hope Heat stay in the 7th seed. I really do. But all right. Like I said, bam, buzzer beater game. And on to the earlier game, I guess the game that happened right before that kind of overlapped because of the finish. The New Orleans Pelicans going up against the New York Knicks, 5-game winning streak. New York Knicks. And from the get-go, the Knicks had it going. You mentioned Randall, RJ Barrett, D Rose. I mean, these boys stepped up for this Knicks team. And they were up double digits at halftime.
Yep.
Then third quarter, and it looked like they didn't want to play basketball. Kind of got out hustled. They were too casual, got lazy. Other side, man, did Bledsoe step up for the Pelicans. Stepped up big time for them in that third quarter and in that fourth quarter too. Mini LeBron. Looking like people don't know that was his nickname. Yeah, Eric Bledsoe used to be Mini LeBron. Looking like he was back in Phoenix.
That was disrespectful, but yeah.
Mini.
Yeah, I know, but that was still disrespectful towards Braun. But yeah, come on.
Everything disrespectful, and you're the one disrespecting everybody. Anyway, looking like he was back in Phoenix. I mean, he was hooping, shooting threes, attacking the basket, for causing havoc. And the Knicks were getting sloppy with the ball, turning the ball over, getting sloppy on defense, fouling after foul. I mean, they was in the bonus with like 4 minutes left in the third. I mean, it was terrible basketball the Knicks were playing in that third quarter.
Yeah, well, yeah, Bledsoe came alive, and like, you know, if he was looking like he was balling out like he was back in Phoenix, then just know he's going to eventually say he don't want to be there. Just be careful. So don't do that to New Orleans, bro.
Stop.
I'm just saying, don't do that to New Orleans.
And you see what I mean? You don't want to disrespect people.
Don't do that to New Orleans. I'm just telling you, don't do that to New Orleans, bro.
All right. Bledsoe stepped up. Not only did he step up, of course, Zion, the beast himself, he stepped up big time for them like he always does for this Pelicans team. And he was big time in that third quarter, big time in that fourth quarter as well. And yeah, it looked like Pelicans, even though the Knicks were battling a little bit, but to me, the Knicks was just getting out hustled, out rebounded. It looked like Zion and Steven Adams was just getting their hands on every offensive rebound. As a Knicks fan, it was really getting annoying. And it looked like to me that the Knicks didn't want this win. Then late in the fourth quarter, Pelicans said, nah, y'all can have it. because it looked like the Pelicans didn't want this win, as we've seen so many times. They had the lead and they blow it and squander it late in the fourth quarter. The Knicks on an 11-4 run, led by Randall, led by D Rose, and the Knicks were down by one. Quickly goes in, he misses the layup. Pelicans get the ball, they get fouled. Eric Bledsoe makes both free throws, and now down by 3. The Knicks are call timeout. About 8 seconds left. Just guard the 3, right?
Yeah.
Just guard the 3.
Yeah.
Someone should have told Lonzo that. Because D Rose goes in to the paint. Bledsoe leaves him, lets him go in the paint. Maybe they should have fouled, but they chose to play up, man up. Bledsoe lets D Rose go into the paint. Lonzo takes a step in towards D Rose. D Rose kicks it out to the corner. Reggie Bullock 3. It's good. We have a tie game. Pelicans still have a chance, though. Call timeout. On the other end, gives to Bledsoe. Bledsoe gets blocked by D Rose, and we go into overtime. And in that overtime, the Knicks take over. Reggie Bullock, D Rose, and the dagger 3 to beat the shot clock by Julius Randle to end this game and extend the Knicks winning streak by 6. Impressive late game win.
Yeah, an impressive late game win by the Knicks. Knicks in that overtime. Look, I'm telling you right now, I don't know how's there a stat for everything, but yeah, we cannot find a stat for a fact that how many games the Pelicans have lost going into the fourth quarter with a lead. I just don't. That just doesn't sit right with me. It just doesn't sit right with me. Out of all the times I beg for everything, for stats not to be shown, when I want one stat, just one stat, they can't even show me that. But yeah, just like what you said, your Knicks, they got off to a hot start real early, just cooking the Pelicans. The Pelicans had no answer. And then just like what you said, the most important quarter of in basketball today, third quarter, the Pelicans decided to change the tide and make a shift. And, they came back and they eventually tied it up and eventually took the lead. But yet, obviously, the Pelicans being who they are, it's like you already said it all, man. Like, I'm not even gonna get into it anymore. It's just embarrassing to me. Like, sorry, Zion.
Yeah, it was really embarrassing, especially since they had every right to win this game. Because the Knicks really didn't look like they wanted this game. They were just giving up. They were getting out hustled, fouling, sloppy basketball. Like, Pelicans had all rights to this game until the Knicks had all the rights to this game.
Well, when you
based off how the Pelicans played late.
Well, yeah, when you got two teams that probably look like they don't want the game, then it could be a toss-up. That's all that it is.
It's embarrassing. And impressive win by the Knicks, especially since midway in that fourth quarter, RJ Barrett got fouled out.
Yeah.
And in the OT, Reggie Bullock got fouled out.
Yeah.
So they played bad a lot in this game, and yet they come from behind, makes the big shots down the stretch, and get this win. And this is a win in the closing moments that I love to see from this Knicks team. Not a lot of wins the Knicks have gotten this year like that.
Yeah, but they still in the 6th seed, so gotta be careful for those Bucks.
There's a lot of games to be played, for better or for worse. There's a lot of games to be played.
But yeah, you're right. The way that they have been coming back and winning games at times has been legendary. They've been looking real good. I'm happy to see this. Well, hey man, I'm from New Jersey, so I can't say much, but
he's happy to see this. He's happy to see this.
I'm cool. I'm chilling. It's cool. It's cool. It's cool. I'm not happy on that.
Hey. A good Knicks team just means happy New Yorkers. And you know that.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, y'all passionate about that. Yep. You're right.
That's all. So it's really refreshing. Yeah. Even though they pissed me off a lot of this game. Good win by this Knicks team. Once again, just disappointment. Disappointment after disappointment after disappointment by this Pelicans team.
Embarrassing. Well,
Yep. Well, all right. There's a lot of other games around the league. A lot of other games around association. Anything that you'd like to go over first? Anything that you noticed?
First game I like to talk about is the Pacers versus the Hawks, and man, did the Hawks come out the gate stomping? Oh my God, stomp the yard! They stomped the yard, all right. Everybody would just flow offensively from of obviously their superstar. Oh, rising superstar, Trey Young. I don't know if you could call him superstar yet, but what you got him, you got Bogdanovich, you got Clint. Oh man, Clint was catching everything in that first half.
He's been catching everything. This man just
He captured everything the whole season. And man, they were a big one on this Pacers team. The Pacers had a hard time getting to a rhythm, getting into a flow. But I believe either halfway through that quarter or in the start of the third, then they started to catch their flow. Then they started to catch their stride. And even though their stars didn't have big games, I think they start to play more of a flow in that team energy in which, like, it was more sharing and everything. And then they basically found themselves from being down big to being, I believe, down by 4. And then it was hovering around. It became a ball game late in that third and going into that fourth quarter. But then going into that fourth quarter, the Hawks took care of business again, stomping the yard. Yep, and Trey Young and Clint Capella, and you look at there was 4 players on that Hawks team that finished with 23 plus points. Meanwhile, the Indiana Pacers, their leading scorer only had like I think like 25, 22.
no. Brogdon, he got 29.
29, 29. There we go. But everyone else that didn't really do much. It was just Brogdon from there.
Yeah. Great win by this Hawks team, and yeah, they have been playing great basketball.
Yeah.
They really have been playing great basketball. Gotta give him credit. Gotta give credit to Coach who?
I'm not saying it. Coach Nate Robinson.
Yes, Coach Nate McMillian. All right. Other game to go over.
The next game I like to talk about is Dallas versus Sacramento, and Dallas just took this from start to finish. Dallas just had it going from start to finish. It was no like it's Sacramento. Well, unfortunately, I'm lying.
Yep, unfortunately, that wasn't the case.
The case is Sacramento had it going. Sacramento really had it going, just really had it going, and they came out the gates blazing offensively because obviously they don't play no defense. So I don't know why I'm going to even talk about them in a defensive light. But offensively, like always, yep, they had it going. De'Aaron Fox, Buddy Hield, Terrence Davis, all those guys. That whole team was just flowing. That whole team was just flowing so well in that first half. And it's like the more that the Mavs being who they are, it's just like they would start to catch up a flow, catch up their rhythm, and then they would start to get the game close. It's like whenever they got the game close, then all of a sudden the Kings would just continue to go on their onslaught and they would continue to extend the lead. And it's just like, even though you felt like as if the Mavericks was about to get back into it, the Kings found some way to just push it. And the Mavs were never able to
Get it going.
they were never able to get past. Yeah, they were never able to get through. And old Nick man of yours, and then they got to a little scuffle with Mo Harkless. Oh, that's hilarious.
Yeah, it was a bad night overall for Porzingis. He didn't really have a good game, struggling from the field. That can probably contribute to why the Mavericks lost this game the way they did.
Oh, you got locked up by Sacramento. That's crazy.
Yep, but credit for this game to Sacramento. They get the win against the Mavericks and they snap their 9-game losing streak. And
Yep.
if I was a Kings fan, I would not have any hope. They won a game. Hey, they might win 3 more. But guess what's gonna happen? They're gonna lose 7 more. But enough. All right. There was not any news.
I didn't receive any news. No,
Any injuries?
outside of KD, not that I heard of. Not.
No. Oh, all right. Oh, well. Unless we forgot something. No, I don't think there was any news tonight. So let's just go into the predictions for tonight's set of games. Like a interesting lineup. First, the Cavs going up against the Pistons.
Cubs.
Cavs.
I'm sorry.
Cavs.
I tried to do like the medieval times. Cubs, the Cavaliers. You like that, right? You like how it flows, right?
How many times did I tell you stop making jokes?
I wasn't making a joke. I just
He was making a joke. He was making a joke.
I was asking how you like it, how that flows.
Listen.
All right, I see how you moving. Just forget it. Move on.
As a friend, I'm trying to help you. As a friend, I'm just trying to help you. That's all.
All right, I hear you. I hear you up. I understand. Thanks for hurting my feelings.
You a grown man, 20. The Bulls going up against the Celtics. Red hot Celtics. 6-game winning streak Celtics. C's as well. In the first primetime game of the nights, ESPN 7:30. The Golden State Warriors and the absolutely scorching Stephen Curry going up against the Eastern Conference best Philadelphia 76ers and MVP'd.
Hey man, pure luck is not on your man's side. I got the Sixers.
And I have to agree with you on the Sixers, not the luck. I got the Sixers. Next, the Spurs going up against the Pacers.
Hey man, this is not going to be like how it is last time. Sorry, Tim. Stay retired. Pacers.
The teams that made the trade for Oladipo swapped. Well, Olynyk's playing, and he's been out of his mind playing. So the Rockets going up against the Heat. Skip, okay. I mean, that means he got the Heat, and I got the Heat as well. I expect a 30-point game from Olynyk, though. The Thunder going against the Wizards. Struggling Thunder.
Wizards.
Pretty good. Wizards team won 4 straight. Wizards, the Thunder, also on a 9-game. Actually, I think they're on a 10-game losing streak. Let me check. Yep, they're on a 10-game losing streak.
Look, let me say something. It ain't gonna be worse than the Rockets, so it don't matter. So
listen, I give the Thunder a pass. They've been through a lot of injuries, and they were not expected to be good from the start of the season anyway.
Yes, that is true.
So yes, I know Rockets fans. Sorry. The Thunder get a pass though. Kind of, a little bit. The Suns going against the Bucks. Interesting game.
For
2
this one,
championship contender hopefuls.
I'm gonna go good. I'm gonna go with the Suns. I'm gonna go with the Suns with this one.
I'm gonna go with the Bucks on this one. The Grizzlies going against the Nuggets. Grizz. And lastly, ESPN 10 o'clock, last game of the night. The Utah Jazz looking to bounce back against their loss in OT against, well, the Lakers. Defending champions. Who you got?
Utah.
Got Utah for the bounce back win. And I got Utah for the bounce back win as well. I don't know if Gobert or Conley will be playing in this game. I think they will be. Yeah. I think. Not sure. Don't quote me on that. But all right. I think it's time to wrap things up. Final thoughts. I have some final thoughts.
Yeah, go on. You can go ahead. I don't got
anything. I just want to say that middle pack of the East of Hawks, Knicks, and Celtics have been playing great basketball.
Yep.
All three, they are really hitting their stride at the right time. I mean, the Hawks, ever since they got named McMillan, they have just been like kind of like a different team. The Celtics, the talent that they have, and that's why people were getting on them, because the talent that they have and the team that they have, why were they struggling? Why were they so inconsistent?
Yeah.
This is what we wanted to see from the Celtics start of the year.
Yep.
And now we're finally seeing it. The Knicks, surprise, the way they've been playing basketball this year. I mean, Tom Thibodeau, first year as New York Knicks coach, and man, he just turned it on his head. Coach of the Knicks, one of the best defensive teams in the league. Randall in his 7th year, the things that he's doing. Yesterday's 30-point game marks his 4th straight 30-point game. I mean, he's just been great. He's just been a beast. And yeah, all three of those teams, I want to give them praise because they're so close in the Eastern Standards and they're all playing great basketball. So it's going to be interesting for the next final month of the season.
Yes, it is. This whole season has been crazy. Teams coming out of nowhere, like putting their subs on the map. Teams having a drop down from last season and things like that. And it's because factors out of their hand, such as, God forbid, COVID and stuff like that. It has kind of shaken up a lot. But yeah, just to finally see the Celtics being back to their old ways, starting to see the Hawks finally become that playoff team after the fact we talking about them being so young and stuff. They still are young, obviously, but now they are under the right culture, the right fit, and everything, in which now they could go for that push. And the Knicks finally shaking some things up. They still got to get rid of that one funky toxicness, but hey, he's been doing well so far. He hasn't been no problem, so you can't really say much right now. But
I know what you're talking about. Yeah, let's not give him.
Yeah, we're not
but,
gonna go deep into it, but yeah, man, just you're right. Those teams do need some praises, especially at this late, because there's been teams who are securing the spot who have had a little bit of a drop off in terms of winning games in this stretch, in this important stretch. So you gotta give them a lot of credit for keeping their head above water.
Yeah, much love to the Hawks, Knicks, and Celtics, but I think the dangerous out of the bunch is the Celtics.
Yes, hell yeah. It will most definitely always be them.
Yeah. Celtics is just different, especially with Tatum and Brown at the helm. What? What is that?
I was saying I don't know who else you would give it to.
I don't know who else
would you give it to.
Maybe the Heat when they beat the Nets in 7 in the first round. If they're healthy. If they're healthy. Everybody gotta be healthy.
Yep. Everybody gotta be healthy. Hurt.
If Haslem is hurt, I'm not counting it. Gabe Vincent gotta play. Achua gotta play.
Listen to me. Gentleman sweep. That's all I gotta say.
Hey. Don't count them dogs out. That's all I gotta say. Jimmy, this is for you.
Look at me, y'all about to light a fire under KD, and trust me, if he's got it going, that whole Nets team is going to eventually have the flow. That's all I gotta say. Sorry, we got to be honest.
Hey, the light is constantly fired on Jimmy Butler every night, so I don't got to worry about lighting a fire on him. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Just know he did say KD is his most toughest opponent in cigar.
And just know this is not a one-on-one pickup game. But that's enough talk of the thing that might not even happen. So, with that being said, thank you guys for watching today's podcast. Make sure you tune into tomorrow's podcast. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe.
And also follow IG down in the description below.
And once again, I am Evan.
And I'm Ja.
And this is the Minor Basketball Podcast.